The video game company SNK, the video game company SNK, their slogan used to be "The future is now." Now, to this day, I don't know if that is still their slogan. But back in the 90s, when they first released their own Neo Geo brand of video game systems, starting with the Neo Geo MVS arcade cabinet, they seriously meant what they meant. They seriously meant what they said in that slogan. The future is now. Hey guys, what's up? It's the King of Games 98, and you know what? The future really is now, because I'm coming at you live in 2019. What? So yeah, I guess, theoretically, you really could say the future is now. It's 2019. I'm waiting till next year, till it gets to that cult classic Mega Man X year, 2020, and it'll just be missing the XX at the end, but it'll still be 2020. What? Okay, so as you can see here, I got a Neo Geo Mini, which I am so hyped and so happy that I got. As you can see, I bought it brand new at GameStop and paid the retail $109.99, so exactly $110. I was going to pre-order one of these, but I didn't because I found out way too late, and by then I knew I was shit out of luck. And believe it or not, I actually found and bought this by I guess dumb luck, or just out of luck. I guess in general, luck would have it. I walked into the GameStop in the Cherry Hill Mall because they had a white model 1001 PS Vita, which is kind of rare and hard to find, and I was going to buy it, but it turns out that they did have it, and they sold it a couple days prior to when I was there. But they had this last one and only Neo Geo Mini left, brand new in the box, and I bought it along with 3 games because they happened to be running a buy 2 get 1 free on all pre-owned games. So I got this and 3 new games. So originally I was going to do a Neo Geo Mini unboxing and review video, but as you can see, I clearly already have opened it, and it's right there, so I can't really do the unboxing part, but I'm still going to show you everything that was inside of it. So this is the Neo Geo Mini, of course, as you can see. So, you got the A, B, C, D buttons, start, select, really cool, very responsive joystick, the screen, and this is a throwback. This sticker is like a mini arcade cabinet marquee, and it's a throwback to SNK's Neo Geo MVS. If you've never seen a Neo Geo MVS, Google it, look up the pictures, and at the top part of the arcade cabinet, what is called the marquee above the screen, it has little square slots with artwork for whatever game was inserted into that arcade cabinet. So they really paid homage to the Neo Geo here. So this is the side. This is the second player controller port. The back, power button, HDMI out, headphone audio jack, and the USB-C power cord output, or port, yeah. The other side, Neo Geo, that's the first controller port. And yeah, so that's the actual Neo Geo Mini. Here's the instruction manual, the couple of stickers that they came with. Came with a total of 3. That one, and then the marquee style sticker that I put at the top there because, I'm sorry, that just looks badass with that on it. I don't know if I'm going to use the other 2, honestly, but I might just keep them since they came with the system. And then last but not least, this is the official, I'll have you know, because, yep, there you go, you can see it. This is the official SNK Neo Geo branded, Yes, that is the official Neo Geo logo stamped on this USB-C cord. So this is the official SNK Neo Geo Mini USB-C power cord. It is white, and I think it is badass because it has on the end of both sides of this cord the Neo Geo logo stamped on both sides. I think that is badass. Yeah, so I guess I could show you, the box. This is the front. The art style that they went with on this box, I think is very cool looking. I think it just screams retro 90s, the legacy lives on. Yes. And then, of course, on the back, we have all 40 games, 40 Neo Geo masterpieces. I'm going to go through them all with you, and yeah. So, before I plug in this guy, turn it on, and show you, and go through all 40 games this thing has built into it, I'm just going to do a size comparison real quick. So, this, of course, is the Neo Geo Mini. So that's the Neo Geo Mini, and this is a 1981 or 82 Coleco Donkey Kong arcade cabinet. Yes, believe it or not, I own one of these. For those of you who don't know, these mini arcade cabinets are actually very hard to find, and apparently the Donkey Kong one, because it's both licensed by Coleco and Nintendo, that is apparently the rarest one of them. So yeah, just to give you a size comparison, here's the Neo Geo Mini next to my mini tabletop Donkey Kong arcade cabinet. This guy runs on full batteries. It runs on a total of 4 C-size batteries. And unlike the Neo Geo Mini, you put the batteries in, you turn it on, you start it, you just play the classic original Donkey Kong game. That's it. This guy has 40 freaking built-in games, which is crazy. Okay, so that's the size comparison, just to give you an idea. Now I'm going to plug the Neo Geo Mini in, turn it on, and we're going to go through all 40 of the games, and I'm going to talk a little bit about them, and I think show some gameplay too while I'm at it. So stay right there and don't move. Okay guys, sorry about the little delay. I currently have my Neo Geo Mini plugged in right there. Yep, there's the USB-C cord in a cell phone USB little brick power supply, just plugged in there into the outlet, and we're gonna turn this bad boy on. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on the screen for you guys, because I know the screen is kind of small, but I want you guys to be able to see real good, so I'm going to zoom in. I think that's pretty good. Alright, there we go. Okay. So, first off, right off the bat, we have Metal Slug 1, great game. Metal Slug 2, great. Metal Slug X, great. Metal Slug 3, great. Metal Slug 4, good. Metal Slug 5, great. So we have, right off the bat, Metal Slugs 1 to 5, and then X. Right off the bat, considering SNK specifically chose and selected those specific Metal Slug games and put them on this, I already think it's great. It's great. Literally, if you've never played Metal Slug, you are missing out so much. It is such a fun run and gun game. Okay, next we have King of the Monsters. King of the Monsters is a classic Neo Geo arcade monster fighting game. I don't really know how to describe it other than that. You play as monsters, and you're in a city, and you destroy the freaking city. and you fight other monsters. That's really as clear as how I could describe it. Then we have the sequel to it, King of the Monsters 2. And then after that, SNK did nothing with that series, and King of the Monsters has been dead since God only knows. But, that's nice that they have both King of the Monsters games on it. Next we have Sengoku 3. This game, I believe, is a beat-em-up. I could be wrong. I think I've played it before, but I'm having a hard time remembering. Could be a beat-em-up, I think, because I know it's definitely not a fighting game. I don't recall if this is the actual third game or if there was even 2 games before this or what. But yeah, this one was like the most popular, so that was smart they put that on it. Magician Lord. Magician Lord is a classic side-scrolling. Magician Lord is a classic side-scrolling platformer. Yes, that was on the Neo Geo MVS, AES, and I believe even the CD. It is a classic, very fun game. I have played this multiple times. Blues Journey. Blues Journey is a weird action platformer, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I've never played it before, but I've seen gameplay of it on YouTube, and it's really weird. Okay, Shock Troopers. Yeah. Shock Troopers is kind of like a cousin to Metal Slug. Shock Troopers is a running gun game very similar to Metal Slug, and it is just as damn good as Metal Slug. So we got Shock Troopers and Shock Troopers Second Squad, the sequel. Very cool. Robo Army. Robo Army, I come to think of it, I don't think I've ever played it before, but I believe it's either a running gun game, or it might be... It's either a running gun game or I think it's a beat 'em up. I could be wrong there, so don't quote me on that. Crossed Swords. Crossed Swords is a really cool medieval style side-scrolling beat 'em up. I'm pretty sure I have played this game before. It is very cool, very unique. Definitely would recommend to check it out. Mutation Nation. Mutation Nation is, well, as the name suggests, Mutation Nation. It's a weird side-scrolling beat-em-up, but it's fun, so I don't know really what to say. I think I have played this game before, but it's just a really weird, oddball beat-em-up, but, it's still a beat-em-up nonetheless. Okay, 3 Count Bout. Yeah, try saying that 10 times fast. 3 Count Bout is a really cool wrestling arcade game by SNK. I have never played this before, but I have heard from cult classic retro gamers and diehard Neo Geo fans that is a very fun and classic Neo Geo game to play. Yeah. Okay, next up we have The King of Fighters 95. Now, because one of SNK's biggest video game series, and they're most known for their fighting games, is The King of Fighters, I'm sure because there are so many King of Fighters games out right now currently, and, there are so many good ones, it's kind of almost like, it's kind of almost like you could play any King of Fighters and go, wow, that was a really fun, solid Japanese fighting game, As far as I've played, nope, you know what, I take that back. I played one bad King of Fighters game, and that was called The King of Fighters Maximum Impact Maniacs. I have it for original Xbox, and it is god-awful. Other than that, I've never played a bad King of Fighters game. So we got The King of Fighters 95, 97, 98, which I would say diehard Neo Geo fans would say is the cult classic best King of Fighters game. I'm pretty sure I've heard that before. But yeah, 98, The King of Fighters 2000, and The King of Fighters 2002. So basically, if you never played a King of Fighters game before, basically it is a 2D side-scrolling, or it is a 2D It is a 2D Japanese fighting game very similar to Street Fighter. So if you ever played a Street Fighter game before in your life and you liked it, then I would definitely say definitely check out any King of Fighters game, except for Maximum Impact Maniacs. It sucks. Moving on, we have Art of Fighting. Art of Fighting is a 2D Japanese fighting game very similar to King of Fighters and Fatal Fury. Honestly, it's a shame. I really would have liked to have seen SNK make more games in that series. Unfortunately, if I remember correctly, SNK only made 2 Art of Fighting games, Art of Fighting and Art of Fighting 2. Yeah, I don't really know why. It kind of sucks. Next, we got Fatal Fury Special. Fatal Fury, again, is a 2D Japanese fighting game. It plays identically to King of Fighters and Art of Fighting. So if you liked either one of those, or if you like Street Fighter, definitely recommend Fatal Fury. Next is Real Bout Fatal Fury, which I actually have an original copy of Real Bout Fatal Fury for my Neo Geo CD. Very fun, very good 2D fighting game. This game. This freaking game. This game is a masterpiece. Masterpiece. When it said on the back of this box, 40 Neo Geo masterpieces, now I'm not going to lie, a good amount of these games are Neo Geo masterpieces, but I really wouldn't call all of them. But this game, this freaking game, this is a Neo Geo masterpiece. This is Garou, I'm probably butchering that. Garou, Mark of the Wolves. Garou, Mark of the Wolves is a 2D Japanese fighting game made by SNK, and it is one of the best, most badass 2D Japanese fighting games I think I have ever played. Yeah, seriously, hands down, one of the best 2D Japanese fighting games I've ever played. I am so happy this game is on here, too. Next up, we have Samurai Shodown 2, another very good 2D Japanese fighting game series by SNK. Loved Samurai Shodown. So we got Samurai Shodown 2, which is what I've played, and this is probably my favorite Samurai Shodown game. We got Samurai Shodown 4, never played it, and Samurai Shodown 5 Special, never played it. Then we got The Last Blade 2. The Last Blade, that is another very, very, very good 2D Japanese fighting game series by SNK. And unfortunately, this also really pains me. If I remember correctly, SNK only made 2 games in the Last Blade video game series. The Last Blade and The Last Blade 2. I could be wrong on that, but as far as I remember, they only made 2. And again, that plays exactly like Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, and Art of Fighting, except with swords, basically. All right, World Heroes Perfect. World Heroes is an absolutely bizarre and weird 2D Japanese fighting game made by SNK. As far as I recall, SNK only made 3 World Heroes games. World Heroes, you know what? They might have made either 3 or 4. Don't quote me on that. I don't exactly remember. I know they made World Heroes 2 Jet, and World Heroes Perfect. They might have made a 4th World Heroes game, but I don't exactly remember, so don't quote me on that. And again, that's just a 2D Japanese fighting game. Exactly like Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, and King of Fighters. So, why is this up, Larry? Oh, come on. Oh, come on, son. Why not focusing. Okay, so next we have Kizuna Encounter. Kizuna Encounter I know absolutely nothing about, but it says it's a fighting game, so I'm sure it's probably like every other 2D Japanese fighting game SNK has put out. Wow, what is happening right now? Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Next, we have Ninja Masters. Ninja Masters, I personally have never played, but it says it's a fighting game, so I'm assuming, again, it's just a typical SNK 2D Japanese fighting game. Okay, next we have Top Players Golf. Okay, so I kind of knew SNK would have to put some of their Neo Geo sports games in it. I kind of knew that was just going to have to be because, I mean, God, this has 40 built-in games on it. Eventually, they can't all be Japanese fighting games. So, yeah. I am not a huge fan of sports games. Probably my favorite sports video game would be NBA Jam. Aside from that, Mario Kart's fun. I don't know if that's really considered a sports game, but yeah. So we have Top Players Golf. I've heard before retro video gamers when they're talking, or diehard Neo Geo fans when they talk, they really like Top Players Golf. I'm not really a big golf fan, so yeah. Next, we got Super Sidekicks. Super Sidekicks is a soccer game for Neo Geo. Super Sidekicks I have played before. Honestly, for a soccer sports game, I thought it was pretty good. I think it's pretty fun. As far as I recall, I believe SNK made 3 games in the Super Sidekicks series. Super Sidekicks 1, 2, and 3. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they made 3. Next up, we have Football Frenzy. Football Frenzy, obviously, as the name implies, is a football sports game for Neo Geo. Football Frenzy, I've never played. Again, I don't really play much sports games, and again, as I said, NBA Jam is probably by far my favorite sports game. So yeah, I can't really say much about that. Okay, Blazing Star. Okay, this game and the next game after this, I am so happy they put on this thing. Blazing Star is a fantastic shump, and if you don't know the gamer lingo for what shump is, it means shoot 'em up. So Blazing Star is a fantastic shoot 'em up game that was originally on Neo Geo. And if you don't know what a shoot 'em up is, if you've ever played Gradius or Raiden, then boom, that's what a shump is, shoot 'em up. So yeah, fantastic game. And Last Resort. Last Resort is a shump too. Oh, actually, yeah, crap, I forgot they have Ghost Pilots on here too. So, actually, all 3 of these games are fantastic shumps, shoot-em-ups. They all basically play the same, but, that doesn't make them the same game. No, not at all. Blazing Star I've played, loved it. Last Resort played, loved it. Ghost Pilots. Ghost Pilots is one of the most unique, odd shump games I've ever played. But just because it's odd and kind of weird, it doesn't make it bad. I think it really gives it a good character and, an interesting, experience. I would highly recommend playing any of these 3 here games. All 3 of them, great shumps. And the final game, the 40th game on the Neo Geo Mini is Puzzled. Well, I knew eventually they were going to have to put a puzzle game on this, but I don't know for the life of me what the hell this game is about at all. I've never played it, so I honestly couldn't tell you a damn thing about it. Okay, so now that we've gone through all 40 of the games, you know what? I might show you guys some gameplay of like 1 or 2 games of the Neo Geo running it, and then I'm gonna do my thoughts, feelings, opinions, and then we're gonna wrap this game up, or we're gonna wrap up this review video up. You know what? Okay, so for the first game, I'm gonna do Metal Slug X. Neo Geo Giga Power.
Metal Slug
Axe! As if you couldn't hear it.
Firebomb. Flame shot. Thank you. Heavy machine gun. Shotgun. Thank you.
So yeah,
Metal Slug
Axe! Okay. So yeah, I wasn't just playing that just now, I was just showing you guys gameplay of how the games run on the actual, Neo Geo Mini.
Metal Slug
Okay, guys. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you, a couple of games running on the Neo Geo Mini to show you guys gameplay and of how good and smooth this thing runs. The classic Neo Geo game ROMs on this thing. So, I just showed you Neo Geo, I just showed you guys Metal Slug X. And then, I'll show you guys Magician Lord. Well, no, you know what? We'll do Garou Mark of the Wolves.
they existed. Those blinded by ambition. Those consumed with vengeance. But here, they do not exist. Only winners and losers here. For here, the mighty. Garou, Mark of the Wolves.
Okay, so this is how badass this freaking game is. Okay, guys, so with the remaining time, I'm just going to go over my thoughts, feelings, opinions about the Neo Geo Mini, and we're going to wrap this up. I personally love the thing. I only have two minor complaints, and they are A, when you're playing a game and you want to play another game, you have to turn the whole thing off and turn it back on. That kind of sucks. And B, this thing didn't come with its own little USB brick power supply to power the thing. You have to use your own. That, I think, kind of sucks, and for the price, the $110 retail price, it should have came with one. Other than that, I absolutely love this thing and would recommend it to any and all retro video game collectors and diehard Neo Geo fans. So my final rate for the Neo Geo Mini is going to be an 8 out of 10. Freaking awesome and totally worth it. Have a great day, guys.